everyone for coming along this morning to present this petition to the members of the Inner West, the members of Parliament of the Inner West. I'm Carmel Tebbit, the member for Marrickville. Beside me I have Linda Burney, the member for Canterbury and the Deputy Leader of the State Opposition, Jamie Parker, the member for Balmain. We do believe that Charles Cassicelli, the member for Strathfield, will also be joining us. He's been invited and he said he would come along. We of course also have the mayors of the Inner West who played such a critical role in boosting this campaign to get the Greenway built, and that is Maurice Hanna, the Mayor of Marrickville. We've got Rochelle Porteous, the Mayor of Leichhardt. We've got Lyle Kennedy, the Mayor of Ashfield, and also we've got Brian Robson, the Mayor of Canterbury. And of course we've also got Judd Aegis representing the Friends of the Greenway and assembled Friends of the Greenway. You guys have been so fantastic in this campaign. It's great that we're at the point where we've got our 10,000 signatures. It's been a huge effort on the part of everyone to collect these signatures, but in particular I do want to thank Friends of Greenway. So many of you have made such an effort at all the community festivals, doing street stalls and everywhere else collecting those signatures. There's no doubt that building the Greenway makes absolute sense. It makes sense from a transport perspective, it makes sense from an environmental perspective, it makes sense from a recreational perspective. And it was community activism and community support that persuaded Labor, when we were in government, to commit to the Greenway and extending the Inner West Light Rail. And it will be community activism and community support that has got to convince the O'Farrell government to overturn their retrograde decision to scrap the Greenway. It has disappointed people right across the Inner West, and the response to the petition just shows how important this project is to the residents of the Inner West. We've now got the ability to debate the issue on the floor of Parliament. The fact that we've got 10,000 signatures means that the voices of the people of the Inner West will be taken onto the floor of Parliament, and we will be telling the O'Farrell government and the Transport Minister Gladys Berejiklian that we want the Greenway built, and we want it built in conjunction with the light rail extension. It's a shame that the Transport Minister Gladys Berejiklian is not here. She was invited, but she's declined to attend, and I think that shows contempt for the residents of the Inner West. She should be here. Shame. She should be here to receive this petition and to hear our views. Now we're going to hear from a couple of other speakers today, so I'll make my comments very brief, but just in closing, once again, thank everyone for coming. Thank you all for your huge support, and I believe that by working together, we can make sure that the Greenway is built. Representing the mayors of the Inner West to speak on behalf of the mayors.
Thank you everybody and welcome, and I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, the Gadigal and Wongal people of the Eora Nation, and pay our respects to their elders, both past and present, and to any Aboriginal people that are here today. And I'd also like to acknowledge my fellow mayors. I'd like to acknowledge MPs, Carmel Tebbit, Linda Burney and Jamie Parker, and I'd like to acknowledge Judd and also all of the Friends of Greenway and all of the support that is out there in the community. Everybody that's here today, we know you've all done a fantastic job collecting these over 10,500 signatures on this petition. Congratulations to all of you. Now you know, if the state government was just half as committed as your four councils are committed to the Greenway, it would be built by now. Because Leichhardt Council, Ashfield Council, Marrickville Council and Canterbury Council are committed to the Greenway, and we're committed to ensure that the funding gets reinstated in this year's state budget. The Greenway's contribution to active sustainable transport in the Inner West is vitally important. It's a critical link for the Inner West transport network. It's safe. It gets our cyclists and our pedestrians off the road. It links everybody to the light rails. It links our two most important recreational routes, the Bay Run and the Cooks River Cycleway. And it's an important biodiversity corridor. It's also world's best practice for integrated and sustainable active transport. Until now, it's also been an excellent example of effective working partnership between councils, the community and the state government to achieve real public benefit. And with significant planning that's already been done and also a significant amount of implementation work about to start, it really makes no sense for the funding to be canned. It makes no sense that this fantastic project, which is going to deliver such enormous benefit to so many people, should not go ahead. Our four councils are committed long term to ensuring that the Greenway project happens. And I think today we've reached another milestone by collecting the 10,500 signatures to ensure that this important issue is debated in state parliament. We'll be handing over this petition, myself and my fellow mayors, with the Friends of Greenway will be handing this petition over to our 3 MPs, and we'll be calling for the Premier, for the Minister for Transport, to ensure that they look very seriously at the decisions that have been made and that they ensure that they reinstate this funding. Right. So I call on you now to continue this campaign for the Greenway. We certainly are committed as councils to continue this. We are committed to listening to our communities to ensure that together we save the Greenway. Yes. Yes.
Thanks very much, Rochelle. We're now going to hear from Judd Aegis representing Friends of Greenway. Judd.
Yeah, Judd.
Thank you very much, Carmel, and thank you especially to the local MPs, Jamie Parker, Linda Burney and Carmel Tebbit. We wouldn't be here without the bipartisan political support we've had from all the local members to get this Greenway up and running. And we wouldn't be here without the fantastic support of the 4 councils who are here again today to represent it. So I especially want to thank all of you for your support, both political, personal and moral, to get this Greenway up. So thank you very much. I should say we don't have the Greenway up yet, but we will get this Greenway, and we will be here until we get it. So Friends of the Greenway are here today, and we will be an incessant pest until that Greenway is in place. I just want to say a special thank you to all the volunteers who got out there and got those 10,000 signatures. It was a mammoth effort. So congratulations to, and a lot of you are here, so congratulations to you. Our special thank you goes to Jennifer Kent, who is hiding over here. Come forward, Jennifer. We have some flowers for you as a thank you. Jennifer was the driving force that got us to the 10,500 there by the end of January. If it wasn't for Jennifer's efforts, we would still be out there collecting signatures. So a special thank you to what Jennifer has done.
And thank you for all the people that came to help out on those stores, that gave up their free time. And really some of them were very new to it. By the end of the day they wanted how many they obtained. So it was really a great effort on everyone's part. Thank you.
So, look, I just want to say briefly, we know Sydney, is an international city, and yet we don't have this sort of infrastructure that is going on around in international cities around the world. In New York, they are building the New York skyline. It's a greenway that's going to run right around Manhattan, and yet we can't get a 5-kilometre greenway built here in Sydney. Sydney's really got to step up to the plate. New South Wales needs to step up to the plate in terms of building our cycling and active transport infrastructure. I want to thank the Bicycle New South Wales who's here, Alex representing Bicycle New South Wales. They are on board with this campaign as well, and they know the importance of building a cycling network for Sydney and how the Greenway is a vital link to link the south to the harbour of Sydney, and the west of Sydney will link into the harbour as well. It's a critical piece of infrastructure. We all know it's good. It's good for families with kids and bikes. It's good for people walking their dogs. It's good for keeping cyclists off the road. Motorists will love the Greenway because it keeps all those cyclists off the road. That's how important it is. This is something that really appeals to most people, and it's a vegetated corridor as well that the bandicoots will love too, that actually live there. We will bring back, you know, urban wildlife back into the area. So finally, I just want to echo what Rochelle said. It's absolutely critical that the government puts the funding for the Greenway back in this year's state budget. The tender has already been put out, calling for tenders, asking for construction and design tenderer to come forward, and that will be lodged with the government in March, and this will go to Cabinet for a decision in about March and April to appoint the construction tenderer. That's how critical we are now in terms of timing. By June, the design will be done, and they'll be telling us that the light rail is going ahead and there'll be no Greenway. It is absolutely critical. Now is the time to keep saying we need this Greenway built, and for the government to listen that we must have this Greenway built now. It's a no-brainer, we all know that, and if it's not done now, this is an opportunity that will be lost for generations. We know these decisions last for decades, so we must have this Greenway built now before that light rail is up and running. Build the Greenway with it, and it will be a win-win outcome from everybody. Really, to say to the government, this is a win-win. Why not grab it? So go the Greenway.
Well, thank you very much, Judd. We're now going to have the formal presentation of the over 10,000 signatures. We will make sure that we keep everyone informed about when it's likely to be listed for debate in the Parliament. It'll be a Thursday afternoon because under the new sessional orders, that's when the 10,000 signature petitions are debated. But we will let via Judd and the mayors, all of you know. So if people can come in for the debate, that of course would be absolutely fantastic. So thank you again, everyone. Let's do the formal, that's right, presentation of the petitions and then
Excellent. Thank you.